Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, if you guys just give me a few moments, I want to make sure everything is set up correctly, and then we'll get started properly. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khair for joining. You guys can hit me up directly. So if you have any questions, please feel free to do so, inshallah. Let's see here. All right, mic check on YouTube. Okay, so YouTube seems to be good. Alhamdulillah. I'm gonna check Facebook real quick. Okay, so YouTube seems. Okay, so it seems like YouTube is working just fine. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Last but not least, Instagram. Let's see what we got here. I believe in you, Carlos. I love that. I don't know why I keep having these issues with Instagram, but seems to not be working fully properly, but I'm hoping that it does now. All right, mic check. Yeah, I might have to restart Instagram, but let's see. All right, mic check on the gram. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the Instagram, so let me go ahead and restart it. Okay, I'm hoping that we're good to go now. Inshallah. Come on, Instagram, get it together. Inshallah. Okay, seems like All right, mic check. Instagram. I hope you're still working. Okay, seems like. All right, mic check. Instagram. I hope you're still working. Okay, so Instagram seems to be working, so we'll get started properly, and inshallah we'll continue on from there. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ridwanullah family. Welcome to a new episode of the Ridwanullah Show. I'm your host and financial coach, Hussein Mohamud, working to help you completely maximize your finances in this dunya and in the akhirah for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Verily, all praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, owner, and sustainer, the one who's worthy of all worship without any associates or intermediaries. And may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the most esteemed leader and most honorable teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and those who follow him until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. And inshallah, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about your income goals, specifically your income goals. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So we'll be talking about that in between the Q&A call-in show. So you can feel free to hit me up at 801-471-6491. If you have any income or financial questions, you can hit me up at 801-471-6491 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Primarily, the live Q&A call-in show is specifically for questions regarding finances, and then we'll touch on a specific lesson or topic within that umbrella, and then we'll go on from there bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So you can hit me up at 801-471-6491 with any of your income and financial maximization questions, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. One of the hardest things that you're going to do in your finances is setting up an income goal, right? And unfortunately, about 90%, 80 to 90% of the people out there do not have an income goal that's set, right? And roughly about 10 to 20% of the people, specifically people who are in business, seasoned vets in business or people who've been successful in business, are usually the ones who set up their income goals, right? And for the most part, it's really a professional income goal, right? Either for the business and investments and or as an employee. So it's really, really challenging, and unfortunately not many people have even personal income goals, right? Usually these are like the active income versus passive income goals, right? And you can get active and passive income through so many different ways, but one thing is guaranteed, um, for the most part, is that the only thing that you're going to be getting through jobs is active income, right? Where if you stop doing the work at your job, you'll stop getting paid, right? But the only way to get passive income for the most part, unless you're talking about retirement income, pensions, things of that nature, social security, things of that nature, unless you're talking about that, the only two ways of getting passive income is to have businesses and or investments that generate revenue that you could take out expenses and taxes, and that'll give you your take home passive income by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you do not have a business, if you do not have investments, halal of course, then you have pretty much zero chance in making a profit. Whether it's a smallest business, the biggest business, or somewhere in between, or investments, you need to have one of those, right? An organization is not going to make you passive income. At best, an organization is going to make you active income, right? These are mostly nonprofit organizations, governments, masajids, nonprofit organizations, but business and investments are typically for-profit entities, right? So, that's how you really have to break it down. If you don't, own the company that you work for, whether you work for a company or not, for the most part, well, I mean, whether you own the company that you work for or not, at the very least, you're hoping for active income, right? And the great thing is, if you don't own, the bad thing is, if you don't own the business and or investment, there's no opportunity for generating passive income, uh, but which is also known as profits, or active income is known as a paycheck, relatively. But if you own the business and or investment, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, that gives you an opportunity to earn some type of passive income, right? Which is also known as a profit. So it's really really important to kind of think about that for a moment, right? And one of the things that I want to tell you is, as I was thinking through what's the best strategy to set up your income goals. And the first thing that you want to set up is your active income goal, right? Whether you own the business or investment or not, you need to set your active income goal and make sure that you're consistently hitting that. And in addition to that, that's for you as an employee. In addition to that, as an owner of a business and or investments, you want to make sure that you're making enough profits that allows you to, have a really good standard of working and living, and more importantly, saving and investing, right? And you could work on enjoying that whole process for the most part. But unless you set up these specific goals in these specific ways, and you spend, you do everything in your power to make sure that you get it and keep it to at least sufficient level, is going to be really a rough road ahead in your life, right? Because your finances, for the most part, is the foundation and framework of your life. And the real foundation and framework of your life is your deen, right? Spiritually and psychologically. But overall, your money really matters a great deal, right? You're working for a living, 40, 50 hours a week, at the very least, if you're doing full time. And in addition to that, every time you're awake, you're worried about money. So, it's important to get your money right and get it in order, so you understand the content as well as the connections of your money, so you can have a better perspective with your money as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And there's a people who are good at making money and other people who are not. And you work on trying to get better at getting money, right? Getting money is a sport. One of my favorite sports, might I add. So it's important to take care of this game, and really take advantage of these opportunities that are coming your way, and don't feel like you are above any means of halal income, right? It doesn't matter if it's the lowest paying job or the lowest job, you know, or the highest paying job or the highest job, or somewhere in between. As long as it's halal, you go out there and do it with the highest level of dignity, knowing that you're making halal income for yourself and your loved ones and others, right? Helping individuals with their problems and challenges and helping them overcome that, whether it be the smallest problems and challenges, the biggest problems and challenges, or in between. If it's not problems and challenges, then you're helping them capitalize on opportunities, and that's the business reality, right? You are exchanging value for the most part. So you need to kind of look into that and see how you can increase your income by the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you have any questions, you can hit me up directly at 801-471-6491. And in the meantime and in between time, we're talking about your income goals. So, financially, a lot of us are working for our income for, roughly 40 to 50 hours a week if you're doing regular full time job or regular full time work. And, the other times that we're awake, we're stressed about money, unfortunately. You know what I mean? And, it's really, really important to take your income goals seriously. And as I mentioned before, roughly about 90% of the people don't even know what their income goal is. And it's really, really rough and tough to set your income goals. So it's important to overcome all of those problems and challenges and hurdles that come your way in setting this income goal. So think about what is your income goal, and not just some hopes and wishes, but based on actual reality and facts that you're living currently, right? So you need to have your like I said, your active income goals as well as your passive income goals. And generally those are majority of the income goals that are out there. They just break down into the two parts. There's just many ways of getting that active income and that passive income. So it's important to really look into that aspect of it as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So I hope, if you have any of your financial maximization questions, you can hit me up directly at 801-471-6491. You can call me, text me, leave comments below, or any other means that makes sense and works best for you, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. But it's it's gonna be a long stretch if you don't know how to set your income goal. Some of us, the reason why we're not setting an income goal or we don't have income goals is because it's so complex and hard in the beginning. But once you learn how to do it properly and you just rinse and repeat that, it becomes an easy process for the most part. So just keep at it with your income goal and try to do the best that you can, generating the type of income that you need and want, both actively and passively. You need to focus on your active income goal first and foremost, and hopefully you can also, in addition to that, build your passive income, halal, of course, right? So think about that for a few moments, see what really works for you and what doesn't. um, and like I said, for me, I'm slowly but surely getting into the financial industry and focusing on it a little more. And I know an income goal. Now, for somebody who's not really into finance like I am, who's not, working towards elevating their finances like I am, or things of that nature, and I know a lot of people are focused on that as well, but I'm talking about the majority here. Majority of the people are not really focused on their income goals. They're really there's so many things that is happening in their lives. They get distracted, painful, uh, in so much pain, right? That it's hard for them to really focus on money, income, and things of that nature. So, it's really, really challenging because it takes a lot internally for you to actually focus on it. So, if you are at a point where you're not healed internally, it doesn't give you the capacity and capabilities to really focus on your income goals. So therefore, it's important to focus on your healing so you can get to focus on your income goals, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Because when you're hurt, all you're thinking about is who hurt you, why they hurt you, when they hurt you, what you deserve to be hurt. um, what did you do to deserve to be hurt? uh you know why are you so stuck in your ways, and what, all this, like, what if, what happened, what then, you know what I mean? So it's an amazing opportunity to heal, so you have more capacity and capability to focus on your income goal. Now, one of the things that I will tell you is, you need to have, if you are an entrepreneur employer, your main goal is your total profit goal, which is also known as your revenue goal, right? But if you're not an entrepreneur and an employer, then and you're an employee, your main goal is your gross income goal, right? So those are the main things that you're going to be focused on in terms of your main focus. Personally, all you're focused on is your net income goal, right? What's your take home after all of the expenses and taxes and everything? What are you able to spend freely? So those are the three categories of goals that you need to look at, right? Gross income or profit, uh, total profit, gross income or profit, net income and profit. So you need to be able to set your net income and profit goals based on your current standard of living. Then you take that number and then you look at which tax bracket that puts you in. And then you look at how much taxes that you need to pay and you add it in addition to that. And that's going to be your gross income slash profit goal. And then you take your gross income slash profit goal and you add any business expenses and payroll or investments, expenses, and payroll, or maybe if you're doing a nonprofit organization, then you're still looking at any of your nonprofit organization expenses and payroll, and then that will give you your total profit goal, right? Eventually, you want to, for the most part, you want to become your own boss, having your own business and working for yourself and hiring other people to work within your team. And you know majority of the people in the business world, they have monthly business reviews, right? And a lot of that monthly business review is targeted at and focused on taking care of the revenue goals, the total profit goal. So that way they know if they've hit their total profit or revenue goal, they're able to take care of their expenses and payroll. And also in addition to that, they're able to take care of their taxes, and they're able to have at least sufficient profit left over that they can retain a portion of it and pay out a portion of it in dividends. So those are a little bit of a technical accounting and financing. um, and it'll take a little bit of time. If you already understand what I'm talking about, great. But if some of these things are not making sense to you, it'll take some time for you to dive into your finances head on and really take it seriously for you to start picking this up and learning this. And I picked it up in a lot of the accounting courses at the university for the most part, and also even more so self-education, where I was just reading a lot of books, accounting books, listening to videos, audio books, and things of that nature. So keep that in mind. Set your income goal. That's the main message here. Even, you might not feel like it's possible. You might not feel like you can do it. You might not feel like it's worth it. You might not feel like you might feel like it's too much work to achieve it. But in any of those situations, you should try your best to, inshallah, set your income goals and how it breaks down and how it scales up, also top to bottom, right? Top line and bottom line, right? And that's both professionally and personally. So, and top line professionally is your total profit or revenue. Bottom line is your net. Personally, your top line is your net total net income and profit, and your bottom line is your savings, right? And those savings is what you need to reinvest into growing your finances. So if you have a negative savings amount and a negative savings rate, it just means that something is wrong with your income goal and your income situation. So we need to be able to kind of figure that out and get it together, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. You can work with financial coaches, or if you would like, you could work with me directly and I can help you with that. And obviously, that's a paid coaching, not free coaching. But if you're looking for free coaching, you can hit me up on this show and I'll do the best that I can to help answer any of your questions, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And if you guys don't have any particular financial maximization questions, I'll be wrapping it up for this show, and then I'll move on to starting the Mohamud show next, talking about your deen goals, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So hopefully you can go ahead and tune into that on those channels, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So for the most part, as of right now, Ridwanullah Solutions is focused on financial maximization for Muslims and others around the world. And then Mohamud, my personal channel, Hussein Mohamud or Mohamud Solutions, is more focused on life maximization for Muslims and others around the world, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So hopefully this is starting to make sense now. A lot of people don't really know what I do, why I do it, how I do it, and things of that nature. But all of that is up for growth and understanding and learning, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So I'm hoping that I'm giving you some sort of value and use. I'm only sharing with you what I think to be some of the best information, knowledge, experience, and results that I could share with you. So I'm hoping that weekly I'm able to deliver to you something useful and valuable for you in your finances and life, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's pretty much it. Jazakumullahu khair. Please subscribe and follow across the different platforms. Um, and I would really, really appreciate that. Jazakumullahu khair, Ridwanullah family, for tuning into a new episode of the Ridwanullah Show. And I'm your host and financial coach, Hussein Mohamud, working to help you completely maximize your finances in this dunya and in the akhirah for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.